feel I have a great responsibility standing here because there's only me between you and lunch. I'm going to read 19 poems, and they're all blessedly short ones. I'm going to read a few Horace poems because they are in the thing here, and it seemed like a good idea. So here we go. Odes 3, number 5. An exordium not inferior to the proem. You call it music, I call it. Given hit by not fork and not some vain delight, late and distracted, with a glad heart and an immense capacity for enthusiasm, I am a bird in this twilight. The Etruscans, pronounced in many sentences, learned not to be dazzled, spewed from Etna, yodeling magma or no pan. The glass floor for men, the glass ceiling for women. Augustus, I would not give you the steam of my piss. The only birds which swim through it, such as kingfisher or as dipper, with a glad heart and an immense coupon, I have collected and made my own. The next poem I'm going to read with Emily. Do we need to change this a little bit? Look, I'm going in and out of that.
Is that okay? Yeah.
This is a love poem. I kind of think of it in context of Tiny Tim singing I Got You, Babe. So shall we start? In days when width was dear to you, Lydia, and lovers flocked to other necks, did I occupy this cottage in a bliss state like Sting?
Enamoured of no other more than me, than the frost's awe of shopping. Oh, Horace, I made these buildings with you, more famous than Rome's golden arch.
But, blonde Chloe, how and whom for I stalk, for me thus now blows, and grinding runs across the organ, noteless I, not caring whether I live or what.
Yes, Calais too fucks me up. Wherever love must, dying once or twice, on home video if it raises his art to clear sight.
Ah, Lydia. What, in the history of socialism, indicating that the soul is fed to the eye teeth, will return us as lovers?
Stars impale themselves on their own light. On the top of the bus, reunion tour, I promise, like a bubble, the formal field of kissing, burst, returned, returns us to us.
All right. One more Horace. This is the model for this is the American poet Joe Traveller, a great hero of mine. Pregnant, I come, melopoem, with my chickens, and rise up, even voiceless, to fish. Strumming, the clouds sputter across the ring, less, often, now am I gnawed in the sauce. By the wandle, I wipe my baby's bright bottom. Clean? Oh, so clean. Yes. And Petrarch, you all know Petrarch, I'm sure very, very familiar with his work. There are 16 sonnets here, which I haven't read before, so I hope I get the bits right that I want to get right. This is sonnet 88, familiar to you all, I'm sure. Boy meets girl, on the left-hand side. Traditionally that of desire and irrationality, mathematicians are not immune. One day in the future, Dr. Johnson will say, remarriage is a triumph of hope over experience. In a concert-goer's life, love of books is more unhappy. The beloved, selected writings of Guillaume Apollinaire, between the legs on a breezy day in April, is where I long to be, where my story is strong, where my life went wrong. Boy meets girl, girl eats boy. I should say that these are all written for Chiaki, and that's what they're for. Here in South London, the I Speak Your Weight machine talks like this is the world's biggest crime, and if it all comes back to the body, there's a space with total sonority, laurels and robes. You cannot teach bad monkeys to be mothers. These days it's all about defending your own personal regime, left under a cloud, and the books you cannot teach. Bad monkeys to be mothers, because they are bad monkeys. Cigars speak louder than words. Question: if you were invisible, what would you do? Answer 1, I am. Answer 2, you. Despite the summer, attractions, giraffes and the joy of making love, at the end of the blaze, arms work only for limited spells nowadays. In the cool of the evening, when placing the forehead flat, on the earth or iced genitals, why do the sirens never go silent? When death has come in a hairdresser's called snips, I lay myself down and take my rest. Near my end a greater chain. If you are going to have a mania, then pyromania is one of the worst. I couldn't have written this without reading the poetry of my lovely friend Miles Champion, and so I'm thinking of him when I read this. My good Formica is late and slow in coming, and my desalination mounts and grows, so that both my formalism and my waistband are painful to me, and then they are swifter than thyroids to depart. Alas, snooker will be warm and bitten, and the scrotum without waves, and all the firemen in the motherland and the sumo will lie down beyond where the ethyl alcohol and the tie-dye have their one soundbite, before I find in this either peach melba or trusa or lounge bar, or my ladder learn another fascism, who have plotted wrongfully against me. And if I experience any swashbuckling, it is after so much bisexuality that for centurions the taste is lost. Nothing else ever comes to me from their goulash.